everyone. So, we are meeting yet again on this YouTube Live. And today we have with us Sayeed as usual. Uh, before we begin, let me tell you something. Okay. So, let's take an example of a person who has come onto this earth. He is protected by parents, and then parents are teaching him how to live well. The child goes to school. That's how the beginning happens. Now, every time the child does something, he is looking for the approval of his parents. If there is an elder brother, then the elder brother or elder sister. If there is an uncle, then from uncle as well, and then teachers. Okay, and it's a good thing because the person is learning something and he's seeking approval if he has done it right or wrong. Okay, but then as the person grows up, now he has to teach others, he has to lead others, he has to take decisions for himself, irrespective of what others are saying. Okay, but then a lot of people goes through this mindset issue, which is called approval seeking. A person continually looks for approval from others, from everyone, in fact. So we are going to learn from Coach Saeed how somebody who is going through approval seeking can recognize it in himself or herself, and how can he or she overcome it so that it doesn't affect his life or he doesn't remain stuck in his life. So, Coach Saeed, welcome onto this YouTube live. So,
Thank
I
you.
want to ask you, uh, what this approval seeking behavior or mindset is, and why is it so dangerous?
Well, thank you, Arif. Thanks for having me here, and thanks for that interesting question. Actually, uh, you know, if you are the youngest in the family, okay, definitely you have this because you are the youngest. Which means you have elders ahead of you, your brothers, sisters, and all those things. So they always have done it before you, and they always know before you know it, right? So whenever you want to do something, either you yourself will ask them, or you will be told, ask your brother how to do it. Okay, ask your so and so how to do it, because you are considered as young, you are considered as whom doesn't know, who has not done it before. So better you ask. So what happens now? This started over a period of time. You have made it a habit for yourself. For everything you do, you go and ask, how do I do it? Am I doing right? Right. So it's a conditioning. Okay. No, this is when you grow up, it becomes kind of it's a habit as well as it becomes it's a habit as well as you are into the trap, like you're into the trap. So seeking approval is it's a desire for external affirmation. You want to do it, you know how to do it, but still you want somebody to say yes, you're right, yes, you're doing the right thing. So you need that affirmation, you need that acceptance from somebody else other than you yourself. Okay, for your own actions, for your own decisions, even for your own identity, you want somebody's approval, somebody's affirmation. So it's a desire to be liked, to be accepted by others. So in behavior, it may be like you constantly seek somebody's reassurance. Somebody should say that yes, you are doing it right. Okay, so or invariably what happens is when you come into professional world, you become a people pleaser because you are doing only the things that are pleasing to others. You don't question that, or you don't want to do something of independent of your own, but you do something that is okay with others. You make a decision based on the anticipation of somebody's reactions than your own feelings about it. Okay, so a person may constantly seek praise, like Now this is another phase of it. Like you want to do something, you have done it, then you will ask, like people come and say, "Is it good? Is it looking good on me?" So you know you bought it, you know you liked it, you know it is good, but still you want somebody else to say that, "Oh, it's nice shirt," right? Like on
Nice
this.
shirt, by the way.
Thank you. So
And okay, I will interrupt you here. I've already interrupted. So hi Benjamin, hi Alia. So we are discussing on seeking approval, mindset, behavior. Okay. Uh, so Coach Saeed is answering that question where he's telling us how what this behavior is, approval seeking. Okay, and if you have any question anytime, please write in the chat window. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Said.
So in a professional world, like you have been given a project and you prepared a model for it. Okay, you have worked very hard and you know it's right, but you lost 10 people around you. Is this looking good? Is it right? I'm doing right. So you want all those people to say yes. And you have made a PowerPoint presentation for yourself. You're going to the meeting. You presented that. Then when you come out of it, you lost 10 people. Did I do it right? Have I presented it right? So this is this is what seeking approval is all about, and this is how it manifests in the end, especially in the professional world.
Yeah, I can understand, and why people want to just to grab attention from others. They will either ask or they will do something so that others give attention and also compliment. Right. Uh, so so somebody might be, and it is not wrong actually. Okay, it is not always wrong to seek approval from somebody who is a senior who has done it in life before you, right? So when does it actually become a problem, and how can one recognize if he's stuck in this trap of approval seeking?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about it when you say that there is nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But then, if you have made it a habit, or if you have moved further and you have become slave to it, you have become slave. Now, the thing is, you have all the knowledge that you need to have, you have all the skill that you need to have, all right? And yet, when the decision moment comes, before taking it, before jumping into it, you won't do it unless you have asked at least half a dozen people about it. Okay, everybody around you, everybody, your colleagues, your parents, your everybody else on the earth, and mostly in today's world, the opinions, you need to be careful about whose opinion you are taking. So, so how to recognize it is that if you are, I mean, you are at a meeting, but you are hesitant to speak. You don't want to speak because you are afraid of judgment, right? This is one of the what do you call symptoms of you having that uh, approval seeking attitude or and you have done something, you have done it right, as did everybody else, but you want it to be praised. You go to everybody and say, how is that? Is it good? And you are putting that word into others' mouth. Is it good? It was great, no? So you need that somebody to say that yes, you have done great. You have done very, very, very good. That's what you want to hear, basically. If you are constantly doing this every time, that means you have this. And similarly, there are many times you actually want to say no, or you have a different opinion about a project or about an idea, but you say yes because you know that everybody else is in one direction. Okay, and you don't want to stay. You don't want to lose that opinion of everybody else. So you go with a general opinion. If you are constantly doing this, yes, this is one of the things. Then your own mood, your own perception, or your own behavior, if it is depending on somebody's uh, opinions, somebody's ideas, then yes, you are into that. And most important thing is that you have all the information that you need to make a decision, let's say, okay, and you are the person to do it. You are the manager, or you are the team in charge. You are the team lead, but still you're waiting for somebody else to say that you're doing it right, and you're delaying that decision, and this has become your habit. Every time there's a situation of decision making, and you're delaying it, not because you don't have what you need for making the decision, but because you need somebody else to say it's okay, do it. If this is what is happening to you, then yes, you have this uh, seeking approval uh, habit for yourself.
Yeah, very rightly said, Saeed. And I have seen people who might be saying, claiming that okay, they do everything, they follow their heart. You know, for example, somebody says, मैं अपनी मर्जी का करता हूँ, मैं अपनी मर्जी का मालिक हूँ. But when it comes to actual decisions, they go and ask 10 people, 20 people. No, everybody at home at least should say yes, and then only they will go to a particular job or wear particular dress. You know, in my life, I have seen myself, you know, having a French beard to mustaches to full beard to crew cut to bald, everything. You know, I have tried whatever, you know, look you can think of. And there were always people who were complimenting and who were commenting. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that, you know, at times it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter to them. And at times people, you know, who are commenting, they also change their opinions over a period of time. So, you know, you can decide what you want for yourself. But people who are going through and people who are stuck because of this mindset issue, what, why do they do this, and what cost they have to pay if they are stuck because of it for a long time?
See, the first thing, as we said, is that we have this childhood conditioning, right? Uh, Many of us, we grow up with a belief that if it is, if it has to be good, it has to be okay with everybody else. If it is approved by everybody else, if it is acceptable by everybody else, that means it is good. It may be something irrelevant, or it may be an old idea, maybe you have a better idea, it doesn't matter. But as long as it is okay with everybody else, that means it is good. That's how we are conditioned from childhood. Especially, as I said, if you are the youngest in the family and you have everybody elder to you, uh, invariably you will be told, did you check with your brother, did you ask your sister? So, which means you are already conditioned there. So this is the way. The way it's starting actually. Okay, that need for acceptance, uh, it follows you. It follows you in your adulthood. It follows you into your professional life. That's why.
So yeah, I have a question here, Said. You know, you are telling a lot of time that it happens to younger people. So that happens in general, or it happens only to the younger ones,
No,
the
especially to the younger
youngest
ones.
ones?
Especially to the younger ones, because you
So
see,
can it happen to the eldest ones
yes,
also?
also it can happen when, like, uh, I mean, now we don't see much of them, but in older times we used to have a joint family, something called a joint families, where a lot of people live together. You have a lot of cousins, and you have a lot of relatives, and sometimes your uncles, your aunts are almost of your age, but in relationship they are your uncles, right? That means you look at them as an elder to you, but their IQ level, their education level, same as yours. Now what happens? You have to listen to them because they are in relationship. They are elder to you. Okay, so that's one kind of conditioning happening. And in our society, there is another thing called, like, I have seen this. Somebody is preparing for his MBBS exam, let's say. All right, he or she is preparing for his MBBS exam. Is she has come a long way already, right? But somebody in the family who's a relative, but very elder to her, or maybe he himself did not class 10, but he still can tell her how to study, what wrong she is doing. Now she, poor girl, she needs his approval. She needs his acceptance in doing what she is doing. If she is doing in that joint family. So this can happen to anybody, but why I say youngest is when you are youngest in the family, it happens quite a lot, or it can seriously happen. Then the next thing is that we all are afraid of rejection. We are all afraid of rejection. We don't want to get rejected. Okay, the disagreement is or the criticism that you may receive for doing what you thought you could do. That's one of the things that can stop you and make you ask somebody else. Okay, so what happens is instead of doing what you think what you want to do, you start to comply. You start to just perform rather than act on your own. So you end up becoming a people pleaser or avoid decisions that contradicts with others' views. So in other words, you are avoiding your own discomfort because if you have made a decision on your own, that means it is subject to scrutiny by others. Now you don't want to go through that. You'll tell yourself, let me go with the flow and do what. So what's happening here? Your self worth, your self thing, what do you call it? Your independent thinking is being sabotaged here. So this is dangerous. And you are doing this because you are not valuing yourself. There is no self-value. Okay. And in a professional world, when you grow up, when you take higher jobs, it often happens that you have been given that position because the management believes that you're capable of, right? But internally, you start to think that you have this imposter syndrome. You are there, but you're always worried that am I good enough to be here? Am I making decision right? Because you have this habit of asking 10 people before doing anything. Now you are in this position and you want to do it on your own. Okay. But it is stopping you from doing that. Again, you are afraid that you may make mistake, you may make the wrong decision. So again, you will go back to asking people every time you have a decision to make. You'll keep asking. Okay. And most important thing is that uh, you don't own the responsibility. Like if you have made a decision, the outcome is on your shoulders, right or wrong, it's on your shoulders. Now you don't want to own it. You don't want to own it. Now what you'll do, every time you have a decision to make, you will ask 10. Now if it is right, it's fine. But if it goes wrong, you can always say that no, it was not actually my decision. I asked somebody. So this is why you seek that approval from others. And that's most dangerous because it is killing your independence, it is killing your individuality basically. So if a person continues in this frame, now your second question was what are the costs of it, right? If a person continues in this frame, what happens? The first thing is that you are killing yourself, your individuality is dying. Okay, you are not growing up as a leader, you are growing up as just a follower. So management, I mean, in a professional world, management can never trust in you or believe in you, or will be able to give you any responsible position because in a critical situation, you don't have the ability to take act on your own. You are depending on somebody else. So that is not a good situation to be in a professional environment. And if you continue in the same thing and you're asking every time you have made a decision, that means you are not making a decision of your own. You are making a decision that what others want you to make. Meaning what? You are becoming a people pleaser. You are also overcommitting some because sometimes you may not want to do what others want to do, but you have noticed that that is what everybody is saying. That is what everybody is thinking. So you go with that flow, even though you believe that it's not right thing or it is not what you want. So you're basically what you're doing, you're overcommitting. So what happens over a period of time, it will cause burnout. You will lose interest in your own work. It will cause you fatigue. I mean, it can go to the extent of causing the burnout. So if you may be a creative person, you may be having a genuine idea, but you are not presenting it. You're not presenting. So all your ideas, your individuality, your original thought process is dying. Okay, and this is really bad because you end up just and being mediocre in your life because you're not anything creative, you're not doing anything of your own. And if you continue like this, what happens? You'll develop resentment towards your own job, your own work, your own life. Okay, because you don't have any boundaries for yourself now, right? And anybody can tell you that this is wrong, and you will follow that. You are about to do something, and somebody says this is wrong, or I wouldn't do that. Suppose he says that, then you start to think, okay, now what? You'll change your decision. So you don't have boundaries for yourself because this is it. You don't have that. So it will cause what? It will cause more frustration. And even in personal life, you will delay your decisions, and I mean, uh, it will affect your relationship as well because if this is how you are, uh, how can people trust you or how can people depend on you? Because you yourself don't have any individuality. So the worst loneliness is to be comfortable with to be. I mean, when you're not comfortable with yourself, that's absolute loneliness from inside. Okay? You want to make a decision, but you are not comfortable with it because there is no approval from others. That's a bad place to be. So the sooner you get out of it, better it is for you.
Yeah, and hearing you, it feels like, it can be very devastating for a person's growth. Forget growth. It can affect a person's career, relationship, and health, even, right, in long term.
Yeah, because
Because
leadership
what are
roles.
we made of? We are made of our decisions, right? And as I heard you, I was thinking, okay, somebody who is not able to make decisions, what will they do? They will remain indecisive, dependent on others, and when they are looking, at others to speak for them, then there is no need for them to talk, so they will not speak for themselves ever, right? Very petty situation. So, how to overcome this approval seeking mindset?
Yeah, it is. First of all, it is very important to overcome this because if you are not overcoming, that means your life depend on others, which should not be the case. Okay, and the first place I think you can start is that you need to uh, you need to build your inner strength. Okay, so you can you can, what do you call, you can create certain ritual for yourself. Okay, uh, where uh, you can ask for every task. Okay, you can score yourself or you can evaluate yourself. Okay, you do it on your own, then you evaluate it on your own, then you ask yourself, what is the right thing that I have done in this, what is the thing that I have learned here, and where is the area that I can improve. In fact, you can maintain a done well journal, a journal which is done well. So everything that you have done well, and every week maybe you can write a done well journal for yourself. So what happens is this creates a, a record for yourself that you have done well certain things and you can do well, which means you can do well. So it is basically building your confidence in acting on your own to be independent. Okay, instead of asking for 10 people before you do anything. And as a approval seeker, what happened? The first place that is getting damaged is your boundaries, because every time you have a decision to make, if somebody else interrupts it, comes in and says that this is not how I do, or this is not how it was done before, or I think I have a different opinion about it, you're stuck with it. So set yourself a very clear boundaries. Okay, tell yourself that uh, I mean, if somebody is uh, trying to manipulate you or trying to make you do things that inside from inside you want to say no, all right? But as a habit, you are in the habit of saying yes, right? Because you have been depending on others' opinions for your own decision. So practice saying no. Practice saying no. And in a gentle manner, you don't have to be harsh, you don't have to be hard on people. But you can say, let me think about it, let me get back to you. Okay. So it is important for you to remember that the world will respect, it will not respect you because you are saying yes to everything. The world will respect a person who respects himself or herself. So have some self-respect, develop self-respect, and be strong, and learn to say no. Learn to say no when you have to say no. You don't have to go with the flow every time, right? Then this your seeking approval is not all that bad as we said in the beginning. Okay, but how many people you seek approval from? Who are those people who you seek approval from? In everybody's life, there will be some important people. There will be some important, uh, I mean, colleagues. Okay, like in a professional world, maybe you have a boss who's good. Maybe you have a mentor who has always told you the right thing, who has shown you the right path. In a personal level, life, maybe there is a world elder in the family who's wise. Okay, so decide on one or two people or two or three people maximum in your life from whom you can seek that approval. You don't seek approval from every Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? Because when you do that, you go nowhere. Decide maybe two or three people, and when you have to seek approval, when you are in doubt, when you think you need somebody's affirmation on that, talk to them, talk to only them. Because you remember, this approval is not your KPI. Okay, uh, it is only that you have already made a decision, but you just want to validate it. But whoever is validating it should be worth validating. So who's worth validating? Decide on a couple of people, not everybody. Don't give that chance to everybody. And when you have made a decision, not every time, not necessarily that every time it goes right. Sometimes things can go wrong. Sometimes things may need improvement, right? So there comes some discomfort with that. Because, for example, you made a presentation in the meeting, and in that presentation, out of 10 things, 4 went right, but 6 went wrong, right? Somebody pointed out mistakes or something. All right, there is a discomfort. Sit with the discomfort. Learn to sit with discomfort and learn to improve from there and to go from there. Like, don't let it ruin your life. There is not a single person in this world who can do everything right. Okay. If you have gone wrong, you have done something wrong. That's not the end of the world. Okay. Now, most important thing is that what you want to become in life. Okay. You have to have a clear vision for yourself. Okay. So you you see the future of the future you, visualize the future you. What will i what will i become, what will I be known as 5 years from now? How will I look 5 years from now? How I want to see myself 5 years from now. So this is a very, very important exercise, because this will drive you to make those decisions that you have always been hesitant to make. If you have set yourself a clear goal, a clear vision for yourself, even if 10,000 people say that they have a different opinion about it, because you have set a clear vision, because you believe in it, you will do what it requires, what it takes to reach that vision. So have a clear vision. It can be as bold as it can be as audacious as it can be as big as it can be. Don't hesitate in having a vision. Have a clear vision. And if required, take somebody's help in creating that vision for yourself. Design yourself a very big vision board with pictures, with colors, with captions, with the dates and time, place, everything, so that it gives you clarity to your mind and it drives you. This is a very important exercise if you can do it. Okay. Then sometimes you have done what it is required to be done. Like a kid is there. Like when we work with students, sometimes they are in a very devastating situation because they did not get the result the way they thought they should get. The only thing I always ask is that did you do what you're supposed to do? Did you give your best there? If you're giving your best there, then that's it. You have done your job. So differentiate or detach your self-worth from that performance, from that outcome. Because not every time you get the result that you thought you would get. So you need to detach these two things. So you are worthy because of what you are, not because of that outcome or whatever has happened. That may have 10,000 different reasons why that result came like that. But you have done what you could do and you have done that, right? So this is also a very important exercise uh, to do if you are in this. Now, last but not the least, if you have lived this life for a long time and you're finding it hard to get out of it, don't waste any more time trying to do it on your own. You need what we call the victory mindset, what we call you need a mindset here, right? Now, you may be able to do on your own, but it may take another couple of years or so. I don't know. Okay. So why waste that much time or why wait so long? What you can achieve now, right? So take help of somebody. Talk to your peer, talk to your mentor, talk to your coach, talk to your senior, anybody, right? But seek help and do it as soon as you can. Because together, with the help of an expert, with the help of somebody, especially who has walked this path before, who has done this before, or who has helped others walk this path before, right? If you take their help, you'll be able to do much faster and much easier than you do it on your own, right? So try that, and with these 7 steps, I think you should be able to cross that sooner than you think you can.
Thank you, Saeed. And I'm sure if people start, out of these seven, if they even start one to practice for a while and then move on to the next and the next step, they will definitely overcome this approval seeking mindset and keep continuing that growth journey they want in their life. So, so let's say somebody has already overcome following these steps, and they have come out of this approval seeking mindset, their behavior has changed. So how will it help in their life, and how will they be able to take control of their life again?
Oh, that's amazing, Arif, because see, in the professional world, if you have achieved this, that means now you are considered for leadership roles. Now you are seen as a leader. Now you are seen as somebody who can take responsibility, who can own the project. Okay. See, any project management, the first quality that a project manager need to have is that he need to own that responsibility, whatever comes with it. Because a project will come with a 1,000 challenges. It may give you 1,000 benefits, but also it comes with the 1,000 challenges. If you're not owning those challenges, if you're not owning responsibility for it, that you will not be given that leadership role. So once you cross this barrier, you will attract leadership roles for yourself. That means you are scaling up, you're growing up. It makes you bolder, it makes you more confident, it makes you more expressive. So you can reclaim the time that you lost, the opportunities that you lost, okay, and you can live to the fullest. And most importantly, you reclaim your individuality. You as an individual, you reclaim your individual. You are no more at the mercy or at the dependent on somebody else's views and opinions, and you're not dealing decisions anymore for somebody else. That's profound. So when you stop living for others' applause, others' approvals, you will finally start to live your own life. You start hearing your own voice. because now you're not worried about others' voice. Now you start to hear on your own.
That's fantastic, Saeed, and thank you so much for your valuable this valuable discussion and the steps that you have shared with us, and it will definitely help. And I'm you know people who who are young, who have just come into the professional life, learning these things can actually bring a lot of changes moving ahead in life. So thank you everyone who had joined us, and thank you Saeed once again. And we'll meet again next Friday with another topic: why people are stuck in their life, another mindset issue. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, Ali. Thanks, everybody.